atención. Vale todo.
Yo guys, it's your boy, Has a Trim Niren. I know, it's quite a spectacular turn of events. I've had a haircut. I'm hereby banning no Trim Niren. It's illegal. No, you can't. Anyone who uses it will be reported to the authorities.
420, what you smoking?
Anyway, welcome to FTW, and this, of course, is the series where I bring to you the best and more frequently the worst. Actually, no, this episode is different though, because the last one got age restricted. Therefore, this series must now be extremely PG. Oh, hey, sorry, I didn't see you there. Welcome to my new series. Today, we're gonna be talking about unicorns and rainbows, kids. This channel is now a place where we all love each other and we never fight. Are you taking the piss? On to the football though now, and I hate to say it, but there's only one place to start. There's no need to wait on this one.
This guy stinks!
Barcelona were absolutely discombobulated by Bayern Munich with an 8-2 defeat. A massive one, the first time they've conceded 8 since the 40s.
Con la espinita de la Champions, de la eliminación por cómo fue más que nada.
Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen a worse and less passionate performance in my life. Barcelona defensively took on a whole new form for this game. They're nothing more than a paella palace, honestly. Bunselhurst Park, it's all about James McCarter now. Before the game, Arturo Vidal was quoted as saying Bayern will be playing against the best team in the world, Barca. He actually meant Espanyol de Barcelona. Bayern have got a friendly against them next Tuesday. The socials for the German Giants were something to behold. Their US account was pulling absolutely no punches. It's a shithousery award for the club's players got together for a shot in training, making out the number 8 from an aerial shot. It's a second shithousery award for... And when one fan said that if Barcelona don't win, they'll swim to Spain, the US account replied with some special Bayern swimming shorts. You take all of the shithousery awards that I have. Some jokes, however, didn't really land quite as well.
But yeah, we in Bayern, we have Robert Lewandowski. You know, Robert Lewandowski.
One fan suggested that this was like a game of Bayern versus Augsburg, to which Augsburg replied saying statistically they'd only conceded 8 goals across 4 games. Barcelona are getting bantered by FC Augsburg. This is the situation at hand. Felipe Coutinho, on loan from Barcelona, came on off the bench and scored twice. How is he even allowed to do that? I thought he wasn't even allowed to play. And supposedly there's a clause in his contract saying Barca have to pay an extra £12 million if he plays in the final. He's got to the final with Bayern, not even Barcelona, so they've got to pay Liverpool again. This must be the worst transfer of all time. Everyone thought this Donny from London was chatting honk about Lionel Messi and Barcelona, but he had it nailed on from the start.
Messi's alright. He does a few steps. I'm better than Messi.
So you reckon you can go Barcelona now?
Yeah.
At 35?
Yeah. Running machines. There's running machines in there, isn't it? Running machines.
It's no real surprise, but Quique Setien was sacked. He was probably gone at half-time. I think the club secretary had a better chance of sparking a comeback as manager. Former Netherlands, Everton and Southampton manager Ronald Koeman has been hired as his replacement. He did well for his country, but I think there's better options out there personally. Though apparently he could be linked with the exit door already, with suggestions that he's being brought in until the new president's hired, and then he'll be sacked for Xavi. His managerial heat map's going to be an absolute travesty. At least over at Manchester City, we were bound to get one predictable result. AKA them getting clotted out at the quarterfinals. Much like Kyle Walker when he's not allowed to break lockdown protocol, there wasn't a semi in sight. The underdogs Lyon sent Pep's side packing with a 3-1 victory. Fernandinho was quoted this time as saying, "We've studied the way Lyon play. We'll be ready." Can everyone just stop talking? City's case wasn't helped by a catastrophic Raheem Sterling miss 10 minutes from time. To this day, I actually have no idea how he's managed to IKEA wooden spoon this over the bar. Maybe Harry Kane shouldn't have squared it to him after all. Fresh off the back of PSG's qualification against Atalanta, Kylian Mbappe was quick to remind everyone that Ligue 1 isn't a farmers league after all. Lyon themselves joined in after the victory. It's a shithousery award for the whole of France, fam. In contrast, Bernardo Silva's Twitter was a little bit more debatable. It was a long tweet full of salt, but basically he was frustrated that Liverpool fans were laughing in his mentions after they went out. I'm surprised he didn't just start comparing everyone to racial stereotypes again. Let's actually think about this deeply. Pep Guardiola might actually be a fraud. 4 years at the helm, hasn't even got past the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Maybe it's more than that. Maybe we're the Farmers League when you think about it. Premier League side Fulham have a player called Kevin MacDonald, and old MacDonald once had a farm. Moving into the semis, and Paris Saint-Germain booked their place in the final with a 3-0 win over Leipzig. Ex-Liverpool goalkeeper Peter Gulaschi made a huge mistake for their second, but I'm just convinced he didn't want to face Bayern in the final. I feel so bad for Gianluigi Buffon. He just left PSG to try and win a Champions League, and now they're here. He'll probably return back when he's like 68 anyway, so he's got plenty of chances. And it was the exact same scoreline between Bayern Munich and Lyon as the German side booked their place in the final too. Serge Gnabry scored a brace. BT Sports wouldn't stop mentioning the fact he once played for West Brom and wasn't good enough. I'm pretty sure Steve McManaman stands outside Tony Pulis's window reminding him. He probably has a restraining order. Elsewhere, and United are out of the Europa League after they lost 2-1 to Sevilla despite their 482nd penalty of the season. It's mad, it's physics. Gravity is actually higher for United players when they're in the opposition penalty area. It's a little known small print of Isaac Newton's original rules. Trust me on this one. It's not really a surprise when their players are acting like this. Bruno Fernandes and Victor Lindelof ended up having a scrap halfway through the game. Bruno spoke about it afterwards, but I couldn't listen to him because he sounded like Kermit the Frog.
Oh, I think it's normal, you know.
And for all of the talk of Manchester United's defence, I personally think Harry Maguire was very impressive. To pull off no-look defending halfway through a semi-final of European competition is the epitome of flair. Over at Dortmund, a new signing Jude Bellingham had his induction, and it was to sing in front of the rest of the players. No. In the midweek, David De Gea tweeted out a white and green circle emoji. Yeovil Town, whose kits that match, were having absolutely none of it. They're not wanting to side him, and after this season, that doesn't surprise me. Former Manchester United defender Rio Ferdinand has been banned from driving for, I think, half a year. Sounds as if he will need picking up in the morning. Wayne, this is your opportunity. Arsenal launched an internal investigation as to whether they'd overpaid for Ivorian Nicola Pepe during the summer. And merely a few days later, they sacked their technical director. So, gonna assume that investigation led to one specific outcome. It's Alan Shearer's 50th birthday this week. One Newcastle fan got a tattoo on their back of him. The resemblance is absolutely uncanny. Meanwhile, back in Germany, and Axel Witsel probably needs a new helmet. Could someone please just sort the geezer out? But now, boys and girls, it's time for the FNG transfer roundup. And then I was like, yeah, nah, don't tell the wife. Do you get me? Yeah, nah, you know. Oh, sorry, we're live. Welcome one and all back to the transfer roundup, the last place to hear about football's wheelings and dealings. Our first story comes in the form of David Silva, who's joined Real Sociedad on a free transfer. They released an announcement video on Twitter, and it seems as though he's become significantly darker since the City days. The Spanish side hijacked a deal that looked as if it would see David Silva moved to Lazio. The Serie A club's chairman had this to say: "All was going well until he stopped replying to my calls. just like my wife. Arsenal have signed Brazilian winger Willian from Chelsea on a free transfer. Is this what you made your staff redundant for? Willian on the other side of North London, and Joe Hart has made the move to Tottenham. It seems as though Lucas Moura is now the club's physio. And finally, John Obi Mikel appears to have made a move to Championship side Stoke City. That's not even the weirdest part of the deal. His fellow countryman Peter Odemwingie arrived on the scene, asking to be signed on deadline day. But we'll be back next week for more transfer news. Hello all, and welcome to The Beautiful Game, the segment where we take a look at the poetic and brilliant side of the game that we love. We are back by popular demand for yet more glorious beauty.
Allá va Luciano. Luciano hace el recorte. Luciano le va a pegar, ¿eh?
And that concludes The Beautiful Game. Up in Scotland now, and whilst the cardboard cutout fan idea was very noble at the start, it's starting to lead to some very triple X optical illusions. Watford have hired their new manager to replace Nigel Pearson in the long term. He recently guided Maccabi Tel Aviv to Israeli glory, and he looks absolutely thrilled to be in England. For some reason, we've got a new sport in the form of bowling ball football. I don't know about you, but the weight of that, it's going to be very difficult to get any sort of clean strike. Am I right? No? Okay. I mean, I tried. Listen. Meanwhile, over at Sheffield United, and manager Chris Wilder appears to be getting stuck into mowing the lawn instead of managing his guys. Has he not got better things to do in this? It's very cute and adorable, but hi, Chris, I've got that report on players that I think you should take a look at. Mate, I'm busy. Not gonna lie. I've got some weeds to attend to. Chris, this is serious. The season is starting in a few weeks, and we desperately need a striker. So, can you not see I'm working on my new program? It's called Wilder Life. Chris, it's not even a good pun. Just please look at this report. But now it is time for Still 0-0, and you guys know the score by now. This is a segment of the show where I bring to you the best of Sunday League and amateur football. And this week, we're back to the video content, and quite frankly, it's absolutely beautiful. Now, we've got what looks like a pretty vital penalty. I don't think there's any fans in the stadium because of social distancing, but that's not going to stop the celebrations. On to the weird stuff though now. Over at Shantwit Major FC, a member of staff discovered someone had broken into the stand last night and taken a pregnancy test at the stadium, before reminding whoever it was that if it was positive, they should sign them up to the junior team. What am I even meant to say? What's going on in Wales, fam? A under-19 goalkeeper for Red Bull Salzburg named Daniel Antosh had to save the same penalty 3 times. He saved the first penalty, but it was ordered to be retaken after encroachment. He then saved the second, to which the exact same thing happened again, before coming out on top for a 3rd time in a row and saving a hat-trick of back-to-back spot kicks. Football coaches haven't quite grasped the idea of a face mask and the fact that it already covers what you're saying. You don't need to hide your mouths. The opposition can't see it already. It's a face cover. I give up. And finally, over in China, we've got a goal that was cancelled out by VAR. It was scored by Marko Arnautovic. The problem was, it was given as offside, even though it was clearly on, according to VAR. You can quite clearly see by the lines that it's on. It's the worst VAR decision we've ever seen. But that is going to wrap up football this week, and I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then feel free to slap a like on the video, and of course, subscribe if you're new to the channel. You can also follow me on social media. It is at @theofficialfng on Twitter and on Insta. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a wonderful day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.